that over a couple of weeks.
San Francisco 49ers defense is 27th to play action pass, and that's what Minnesota does so great.
Good point.
And here's my last one before I give you my score. I saw this on ESPN. 3 teams on their opening drive fumbled the football on their opening drive in the playoffs. They went to the Super Bowl. It was the Packers and it was the Seahawks when they all went to the Super Bowl and won. So I like those odds. I'm taking the Minnesota Vikings in this one. 24-20. Minnesota Vikings are going to have this game. Speedy, next game. Tennessee, Baltimore.
Like I hinted at earlier, a lot of running, a lot of defense both ways. I think it'll kind of cancel out. There's just too much of it both ways. I think they'll both kind of be around 100 yards between Lamar Jackson, Mark Ingram, those guys, and Derrick Henry, but none of them were overly going to dominate this game just because of the way these defenses are. These two defenses are great. They're very similar. I'm going to take the Ravens just because of the coaching and the matchup I said earlier, just to the tight ends. It's not just Mark Andrews, it's also Nick Boyle and Hayden Hurst. I think they're going to use a lot of that in this game. And I think the Titans will do it too to an extent, but with the injury to Delaney Walker, I think it'll be a lot harder for them. And also the one other thing that concerns me is the Titans' interior offensive line hasn't been as good this year. I think the loss of Quentin Spain has hurt them this year, and I think that's where I think it'll be harder for Derrick Henry, and I think it'll be harder for Ryan Tannehill to do exactly what they were able to do at times against the New England Patriots. And the Ravens, again, they don't utilize the wide receivers really, so I think you could see the tight ends really step up, and I think you're going to see a lot of that. I think coaching makes a difference in this game and them just being at home. And I think the Titans will lose a little bit of the emotional ride they had from beating the Patriots South, essentially, beating the Patriots. So I'll take the Ravens. I think it'll be very close. I think that if the Titans win, they could definitely go far because that'll be the statement. And it will be close. Take the Titans to cover, but I think the Ravens win the game 20-14.
Okay, fair enough. Mark.
Yeah, I think there could be a rust effect here for the Ravens.
So having those weeks off, it could hurt them.
It could, but look, they were in the playoffs last year. That was kind of like their inauguration. Okay, Lamar Jackson got taught a lot of lessons in last year's playoff game. A lot. You've seen how he's developed this year. Okay, the Ravens have the first offense in NFL history to have 3,000 yards rushing, 3,000 yards passing. They're incredibly diverse. See what happens in the playoffs is you get your best thing taken away from you, and the opponent says, well, we're not going to let you do this. You're going to have to beat us another way. The Ravens can beat you multiple ways. If you take away their running game, they can shove Mark Ingram down your throat. If you take away Ingram, they could use Lamar Jackson. If you take away that, they can beat you with a play-action pass. Their tight ends, Andrews and company, always seem to be open. 3 times this year, Lamar Jackson threw for 5 touchdowns in a game. That's only been done
couple other times, not a lot.
3 or 4 times that's been done. Records Peyton Manning in 2004 did 4 times. But people forget he threw over 30 touchdown passes, and he didn't really throw the ball that much. So they can beat you a multitude of ways. I like that going forward. Harbaugh and his experience. See, people who don't think the Ravens are experienced, it's really Lamar Jackson who's not experienced. The Ravens overall are very experienced. The other thing I'm worried about with the Ravens, though, is that this is the first time they are the hunting. They are not the hunters. Sometimes that makes a difference. I don't think it will. I think Harbaugh will have these guys ready. And I think there'll be a little bit of a layover, the fact that Titans beat the Patriots. And maybe they won't look at it like, I think of when the Jets beat the Patriots in 2010, and then they went to Pittsburgh, we're down 24-0. That was kind of like their Super Bowl. So I expect Baltimore to win, and I expect Baltimore to go to the Super Bowl, but I expect them to win this game pretty easily. I'm going to say about 27-10.
27. Wow, that's a blowout. 17 points. That's a pretty high score. I'm going to say this again, and I'm going to say it over and over. If Derrick Henry runs the football like he did against New England, and the Tennessee Titans can control that clock, okay, the Titans are going to be in that game at the end. If he is not able to or capable of doing that against this tough Stern front four of the Baltimore Ravens, it's going to be an absolute blowout. But I think he's going to be able to run the football against them.